Tracy to throw for the bull.
We have reached the semi-final stages
Outside.
of Women's Series Event 8, the second one of 3 today. And Fallon Sherrock is still going strong. She takes on Tracy North, looking to continue a phenomenal winning streak she's enjoying on the Women's Series.
25.
With Lisa Ashton, her main rival.
Bullseye.
In this
Tracy's
set of tournaments, lurking in the other half of the draw. Lisa is taking on Jo
Tracy
Locke.
to throw first.
We're focusing on Fallon Sherrock against Tracy North, and Tracy has won the ball and is straight in around the treble 20 with a ton 40 start.
Yeah, not a bad start at all for Tracy North, playing in her second semi-final in Women's Series history, having made one
140
last year. Fallon Sherrock looking to make it through to her 8th final.
100
in 12 events, and this stunning run of reaching finals this time around. She didn't make the final of the first Women's Series event of the year, but
100
she's managed to reach the last 6 on the spin.
And with an open draw, remember, there's no seedings
41
here, so you can run into anyone at any time.
Winning in the first event of the day saw her tie up the total tally of
97
titles at the Women's Series. 5 apiece between her and Lisa Ashton. The only other woman to have won one is Dita Hedman.
60
164 won't go, but
the 160 won't go, so Sherrock will return looking at that double 12.
45
for a 13 dart leg. And 15 will do.
18
An opportunity here, maybe appearing for Tracy North.
treble 19 for the double. Can't get there. And she'll be frustrated that she wasn't closer. She started this leg with a 140 on throw, having won the ball. And Tracy North still hasn't had a dart to win it, as Fallon Sherrock pins that double 3 at the bottom of the board for a 16 dart start. That's one of the 5 legs she needs in this semi-final. Reminder, you have a slightly extended format in the semis.
Yeah, the other semi-final, Jo Locke
96
Lisa Ashton. Locke, one of the few players to have beaten Ashton at the Women's Series this year.
30
Yeah, she can do it, Jo Locke. She's a dangerous player. Average mid-70s in seeing off Dita Hedman in the quarterfinals.
140
You mentioned that 140 that North started this match with, and what Fallon Sherrock has done so well, certainly the matches that we've had here on the
95
stream, is matched or beaten big scores by her opponent. Just seems to switch her on.
Yeah.
95
It's a double blow, isn't it? Not only are you seeing your opponent get a big score, but when you think, oh, I'm 43 up here, immediately you're either only level or behind, because Fallon has hit you with something even bigger. And what should be a little moment of triumph,
78.
a little confidence builder, actually saps the confidence.
58
I'll look at treble 12.
52
Tidies it up. To leave tops, and this time Tracy North is a long, long way behind. That she's in danger of being lapped.
7 Game shot.
That makes it 2-0. And Tracy North right now will be concerned, because their only other meeting came in the Women's Series. Fallon won it. She won it 4-0.
100
And everybody in this room, barring perhaps Lisa and Mikuru,
140
be looking around the room going, when do I run into Fallon? Because she is the player to beat right now.
81
She's on a 16-game winning streak. She's on this run of reaching finals that stands at 6 at the minute. Enormously
60
high profile, as you can imagine, reaching the Copenhagen World Series final and very nearly producing an even bigger shock of
28.
beating Michael van Gerwen in that final.
$45.
A rare, scrappy visit from Fallon Sherrock.
81.
North does her best to try and punish it, finding a treble. Sherrock is straight back in to the red bit
100.
and leaves the finish first.
Problems.
27.
Serious problems for Tracy North. It's just offering up this on a platter for Fallon Sherrock to leave 56 here.
60.
Well, staying straight means she has left a 2-darter, and she is a big fan of that double 18, which she'll hope to get a go at.
100.
Gets 2 darts at it.
78.
Hasn't taken a chance, so to have any chance, this is the kind of chance that North must make the most of. She gets a dart at the bull.
59.
Gave it a good go, but Sherrock returns for a 3-leg lead.
That's okay,
14.
because it did leave double.
Be interesting to see if that is how it goes, how Fallon performs, because when I spoke to her after beating Lisa, she's shown that time and time again over the 8 events that we've had so far.
Yeah, and look, I mean, this is the argument that's raging
85.
amongst darts to actually judge that. They can play each other over and over again, and you can figure out who wins more games. You can stick them both and
41.
on the tour and see how they do. You can see how they fare in various tournaments, but they're going to have peaks and troughs, and it's how high the peaks are, how consistently high they are, and how many wins they can get even when they're not playing at their best. And it's even then, it's going to be a subjective judgment because there's not a great deal between them.
Yeah, well, based on the head-to-head metric,
44.
Lisa Ashton is miles clear in that one. But I just wonder, with that victory, I said to Fallon, you must
48.
feel like every time you run into Lisa, that's where the run ends. It can be everybody else but her, but getting such a convincing win against her in a big important match. Don't forget, it was a straight shootout for the Grand Slam spot.
44.
Might see a little bit of a changing in that trend.
Yeah, well, they're both at different ends of their careers, aren't they?
82.
I mean, there'll be a time when Lionel Messi became better than Maradona. Double 18.
88. 45.
Double 9 or 14 double 2 if she fancies that
Game
route
shot.
again, but it is straight in, and it's a 4-0 lead, and it's one more required to move into the final. That potential but increasingly likely looking meeting with Lisa
26.
Ashton, because Ashton is 3 up against Joanne Locke.
Yeah, looking for a second whitewash victory over Tracy North.
42.
She's won the good legs, she's won the scrappy legs. Fallon Sherrock is
43.
just winning legs, and that's what she does.
46.
Another event.
$180.
Well, that's her first 180 of this contest, Fallon Sherrock. But it's her 5th of this event,
136.
to add to a few that she hit in the first one. Tracy North manages to leave herself on a finish out of absolutely nowhere. Leaves the 170 and gives us